Alright, let's check this out, huh? Reentry. Ooh. Oh boy. Oh shit. The manuals? Let's just see what it looks like. Where do I start? Project Mercury. The scene will load Mercury traps when your task is to get familiar with it during orbital flight and return back home. Ooh. Let's try it. The text-to-speech system can read out mission messages and lesson instructions in real time. You can toggle this in settings. Oh, shit. Um, oh my god, what did I do? Oh, okay, there we go. What are we doing, huh? Wow, man. Well, how do I do it? Jesus. Oh. Abort. Launch. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna go back in the session. Wow. This is sick, dude. Where do I learn at? Career? Controller candidate. Oh, what is that? This tutorial will teach you the basics of the Mercury cockpit panels, some of the internal systems, and how to navigate around the cockpit. Sick. I found it. Alright. Welcome to Project Mercury. My name is Patrick and I will be your instructor here at the Academy. We're currently sitting inside a Mercury space capsule on top of the Mercury Redstone launch vehicle, the LV. The LV is what will take the space capsule into space. To look around, hold the mouse scroll wheel. Alright. Okay, got it. You can move the camera around inside the cockpit by moving the arrow keys. Okay. Gotcha. You can toggle the view selector by pressing V. Pressing any of the view buttons will move the camera. Try this now. Got it. Oh shit, look at that. The view selector bottom is on the right mission pad. Pressing this button will toggle the mission pad. Okay. The mission pad contains important information about the mission and the mission goals. The briefing page, a map, and all checklists, a radio transcript that you can use to read the mission log. Okay. You can move it around the screen. Oh, really? Oh. Can I resize it? Moving around by pressing and holding left mouse. Dragging window around. This applies to almost every UI window in the game. Oh, I did not know that. Toggle the mission pad so it's hidden. Press C to toggle the function bubbles. These are the circular buttons located next to the pilot's right knee in the Mercury capsule. These can be used to trigger important functions during a mission, such as radio commands and the countdown. You will occasionally use these function bubbles during a mission. The same button C will also toggle the current objective window. This window can be used to see what exact step or trigger the mission is waiting for, such as pressing a switch, waiting for ignition, asking you to complete a check-in. Okay. Use the current objective window each time you are unsure what the mission wants to do or what is waiting for. The current objective window is bound by default to C. C and bind it to a dedicated key such as O if you wish. This will let you toggle the current objective independently. Okay. You can press enter when a mission command appears during missions to close the message instead of pressing Roger. A flashlight is always available and can be toggled by using F. The flashlight will look in the direction of the U will be followed by the mouse cursor. Okay. Oops. Oh, sick. Oh, because it's dark. Okay, great. Let's take a quick look at the panels in front of you. Use what you just learned to look around the cockpit, middle mouse, and move the camera around, arrow keys as we go through the next. Press Roger when you're ready to start. The capsule is divided into a few sections with different colors on the dashboard to easily know where to look. The left side of the panel has the majority of the fuses, the left side, and the autopilot, attitude controls, sequencer, all brown. Okay. The center contains the essential gauges, attitude information, the earth path indicator, clocks and timers, and the periscope, a device used for manual attitude, reference, and navigation. On the right, we have the radio controls. Green, the environmental control system, ECS, the electrical power system, yellow. Okay, so green, yellow, warning lights with audio switches and some other fuses, as well as the temperature settings. The ECS works in two separate circuits, one for the pressure suit and one for the pressurized cabin. Even though the cabin is designed to sustain life for a few days, holy shit, dude. The pressure suit is your primary life support and will give you oxygen if the cabin leaks or is depressurized. Wow. Therefore, it is vital to have a pressure suit that can provide air, keep your body cool, and provide air circulation and odor removal. This ECS comes with two fans for the suit. Number one is primary and number two is backup. Let's ensure the primary fan works. The switch. You can do so by moving the mouse cursor to the switch and then pressing the left mouse button to flip the switch left or right. Okay. Press F7 to move the camera to the right panels. And locate the suit fan switch. Suit fan. Norm will control the fans automatically. You can force what fan to use by setting the fan switch to number 1 or 2. Set it to number 1 now by clicking the switch. Roger. That's not it. Oh, okay. Why does it say left mouse button? It says right. That's right. So wait. What is it? Is that 1 or 2? How do I know? So let's go 1. That's all the way down. All right. Oh, I see. So it's 1, boom, and boom. Okay. So it's 1. Right? Did it. Now what? What else? How do I, okay, there we go. Complete panel configuration. Oh, what the heck, dude? D9. Did I do it or not? Suit fan? This one? Okay, as you can see, pressing left mouse button on the switch flipped the switch one step towards the left, leaving the switch in the center position as this switch has 3 steps. If you would have pressed it with the left, it would be flipped to the next step in the left direction. Got it. As mentioned earlier, each supported spacecraft has a few predefined camera locations to easier maneuver around in the cockpit. These are accessed via view selector. Okay, and then press hotkey F5, F6, F7. So F5 right there, F6 is that, F7, what's F8? Oh. Okay, and then nothing else. Oops, that's outside. Oh, wow, this is so sick. Okay. Other views also exist. You can press F1 for external view and F3 for the orbit map. The rocket's pyrotechnics are armed by a squib switch. When armed, the isolated battery can power and trigger them. Arming the squibs is essential to jettison and separate parts of the rocket. Arm the squib now. What? Where the heck is the squib at? The only pyro system that's not armed by the squib switch is the retro jettison switch, auto retro. This very sad to accidentally jettison the retro engines as they are required to get you back down to Earth. This system has its own switch for safety. Arm the auto retro jet switch too. This should be on during ascent and after retro burn. In the next step, you will interact with the selector, also referred to as a knob. You interact with this in a similar way as with switches. Pressing the left mouse button on the selector will rotate it counterclockwise. And pressing right mouse will, okay, got it. Where is it? Where is it? F. What did it say? Capsule comes with 3 sets of batteries. The main batteries, the standby, and the isolated battery. The squibs are connected to the isolated battery. Let's ensure the isolated battery is working by checking that the voltage is over 28. Rotate the DC selector to ISO and check the voltage on the voltage meter. DC voltage meter, where is it? Shit, dude, I'm a freaking astronaut. Oh, it's DC voltage. Oh, I see. Yep. Oh, this has got to be full throttle. Oh, ISO, I see. Next to the attitude panel, there's a time 0 button. This button is protected with a cover. Left clicking once will remove the protection. Right clicking will put the protection back on. Before launch, this protection should be removed so that you can activate time 0 quickly if the timer does not automatically start after launch. Okay, one more time. Next to the attitude panel, there is time 0 button. Okay. Time 0. Where is it? Where is it? Right here. Okay. Oop. Time 0. Okay. Got it. There are multiple buttons similar to the Time 0 button. All are protected. Keep in mind that triggering them will lead to an irreversible action. Whoa. Press F7 to view the right panels. The next system we will check is the radio communication systems. It has two modes, UHF and HF. The primary communication system is UHF. Okay. The capsule is equipped with two UHF systems. They are identical except that the primary high-powered one uses a booster to amplify the signal. It goes further than the low-powered one. To set the UHF, select to high power. Roger, okay. Damn. The switch? Can't get to it. Did I do it? No, this ain't right. See, F6, F8. You can switch between radio systems using the transmit switch located next to the UHF select switch. Transmit is currently set to UHF. Okay, right. Press C to toggle the radio command menu. Oh, this menu is used to send messages to ground. The menu is visible just below the dark green radio control panel. All right. Functional bubbles. Click radio check and wait for response. Player 1, we read you 5 by 5 on UHF. Let's also try the lower powered UHF system. Set UHF to low power. Oops. Click radio check and wait for a response from the ground. UHF will not always be available. During atmospheric entry, we will jettison the antenna, so we will need to use UHF. Switch. Hold on. Okay, and then switch it to HF. Click radio check and wait for a response. Press M to view the mission pad. This can be used to check mission details, map, radio transcripts, and even write your own notes. It also has many checklists that you can follow. There are a lot of systems to learn and understand, and today we just scratched the surface. Don't worry if you don't understand yet the reason behind all the switches we fiddled with today. Oh. Natural. Oh. I have a future in space. Oh. In this lesson, we will go through all the steps required for the launch and Ascent. Luckily, the Ascent is automated process, but emergencies can happen, so your task is to monitor all of the gauges periodically while being prepared for an abort. Oh man. This is cool. Welcome back, Player 1. In this lesson, we will go through all the steps required to launch, the procedures needed during the ascent, and what to monitor as the rocket lifts off. From now on, I recommend you complete each of the Academy lessons twice. Ooh. Once to get an overview and twice to build on that overview. Okay. The Ascent is an automated process, and your main task is to monitor the instruments periodically while being prepared for an abort or take control manually. Right. We are currently 20 minutes away from ignition with plenty of excess time to go over some details. However, just to be sure, I will teach you how to hold the countdown manually. Press the C button to toggle the function bubbles located. Okay. Locate and find the whole countdown bubble. Click it. Holding countdown. The countdown is now holding. The cockpit panels are in their final pre-launch configuration with only a few remaining switches to be adjusted. Let's open the mission pad. Press M to toggle it. Press the checklist tabs. Okay. Roger when I have it open. The checklist tab of the mission pad contains all the Mercury checklists needed during a mission. We currently have 2 checklists to complete before we can ascend. The full internal power and final checks. This lesson will take you through all of the required steps so you can press M to toggle the mission pad off again. In the next lesson, we will learn more about it and some features of the checklist system that allow it to help us execute checklists. We are currently holding the countdown, but typically at around 10 minutes before liftoff, often referred to as T10 minutes, the power source is switched from external power to internal power. Okay, at 10 minutes. The rocket is currently receiving power through an umbilical connected to the launch pad. This is to avoid consuming power. Got it. Take a look at the panels in front of you and try to locate the DC amps gauge. It is on the right side of the periscope. Press Roger to highlight it. What? DC amps. This is the DC amps gauge. It shows current consumption of the internal power systems in amps. On the left side of you can find the DC volts gauge, right? This shows the volts of the internal power system. Below the 2 gauges, you can find the DC selector. This is used to select what bus the DC volts. Okay, and measuring. Set this to 1 by clicking left on it. 1. Got it. Below the 2 gauges, you can find the DC selector. This is used to select. Okay, got it. DC amps. The DC gauge now shows the voltage battery 1. Right. The blockhouse, a house that controls the launch, located on the current launch complex, will soon switch to internal power. During the power transition, it is important to monitor the DC amps and DC volts gauge. Okay, these two guys. Set the DC selector back to M by right-clicking on it once. This monitors the capsule's main electrical bus. More on this in electrical power systems lesson. Now observe this DC amps and DC volts while pressing Roger to let the blockhouse know you are ready to switch to internal power. That's excellent. That's how it's supposed to look. It's a little over 30. That's a little over 20. Okay, so the main bus is now handling load from all the onboard equipment. The main bus voltage should be around 23 to 27. That's this. The volts, and with consumption of 20 to 40 amps. So this is like 30. In between here is good, and then above this is good, and no less than that. Okay. You have now checked the main bus voltage and loads. Let's check the load of battery 1. Set the DC selector to 1. Kind of low. It should read about 23 to 20, and then amps. Okay. Oh, so it's half. So let's do number 2. So it's half. They're half. So they're 50%. Got it. Okay. Okay, it should read, yeah. Number 3, oh, okay. Same thing, right? The SBY1, SB2, and ISO currently have no load. I see. So amps should be 0. Let's check. 0, yep. 0 and 0. Okay. Set the DC selector to SBY1. Okay. The SBY stands for Standby Battery 1, one of our 2 backup system batteries. Check that its voltage is between 23 and 27, then select SBY2. Same thing. Okay. Then select ISO. ISO stands for isolated battery and is mainly used to power something called squibs. We will cover the squibs later, but for now, ensure that the isolated battery has 29 voltage. Yep. And then set it back to main. We have now made full electrical bus check after the switch to internal power, and everything is looking good. This is also something that you need to do periodically. What? Check during the ascent, preferably every 30 seconds. The switch to full internal power should happen 10 minutes before ignition to avoid excess consumption of mission critical battle power. We do not want to run out of power in space. I will now teach you how to resume the countdown again. Press C to toggle the function bubbles and locate resume countdown. Then press it to resume the countdown. Okay. Okay, it's counting down. Countdown resumed. Please resume the countdown. You can use the alpha keys to timescale. We will next use 1, Okay, normal time. 2 is double time. 5 time. 5 minutes before launch. Use time scale to reduce waiting time. The feature is available during the mission, except during power or critical mission phases such as Ascent and Reentry. You can always press 0 to pause the game. Okay, I did it. 1, then back to 1. Time scale to 5 minutes. Okay. Try to get to 5 minutes here. I'm going to space, bruh. 8 minutes. Okay. Uh, 6 minutes here. Okay. Alright, 5 minutes and 45 seconds. Let's do that. 30 seconds. Alright, we're back to regular real time. Oh boy. Toggle jukebox. Oh man. Okay, I have now made an automatic hold of the countdown to ensure we have enough time. It's time to perform the final checks needed to complete the pre-launch capsule configurations, which will make us ready for the ascent. Let's sign the blockhouse. Let's signal the blockhouse that we are starting the final checks. Excuse me. And we will be ready for launch. Set the launch control switch to ready so the blockhouse knows they can trigger the ignition. If this switch is ready, the rocket will launch when the clock countdown reaches 0. So launch control, where is it? Okay, where is that? LP? Oh, over here. Oops. How do I move? How do I move? F8. Here we go. Let me just look at it right here. We're doing this. Check that the suit temp selector is set to position 3. A triangle marks this default ascent position. Okay, where's the suit? Wait, what was it? Check that the cabin temp. I missed it. Oh shit, how do I go back? How do I go back, man? Transmit is set to UHF. I can't even see. Transmit switch set to UHF. Make a radio check by pressing C. Okay. We read you. Okay, great. Left click on time 0 button to remove the cover, but do not press the button. The button will be pressed if you click it again after removing the cover. Okay. Uh-oh. Time 0, is that what they said? Ooh. During ascent, depending on launch vehicle, you will go through different stages to reach the velocity required for mission. The squib bus needs to be armed for this, so arm the squibs. Arm the auto retro jettison squib. This is a special squib used to jettison our retrograde engines, which need to be armed in case of an abort. Excellent. We are now ready for the ascent. Before we continue with this countdown, let's go through the ascent procedures. The redstone ascent is about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Before the ignition, you will hear the countdown. This will count down to liftoff. After this, the engine should be ignited and the rocket will start to climb. Immediately after liftoff, we need to first monitor that the mission timer starts. If it doesn't start, you need to quickly press the time 0 button to manually start the timer. The time from launch timer is the mission timer, and it is located below the analog clock on the satellite clock. Is this it? There it is. Okay. Roger. Then you should check that you are gaining altitude. You can use the altitude gauge to check altitude during the ascent. Okay, right here. Altitude, got it. Once you start gaining altitude, immediately monitor the time from launch clock to verify that it's started and it's still counting. Okay, so we gotta check. Boom, back and forth. The abort light on top of the sequencer panel needs to be monitored continuously. If it is illuminated, immediately toggle and abort by pulling the abort handle. You can pull the handle by pressing Ctrl-Alt-Z. Press Roger when you have found the abort light. Oh, I missed it. Abort. Abort light. Oh, up here. Okay. During the climb, use the window to ensure visually that you are heading upwards or along the horizon. Cycle through the various gauges quickly and often. I know there are a lot of instruments, but these are vital for a safe ascent. Let me cover the most important ones. The capsule has 2 fuel tanks, one for the autopilot and another for manual control. The control fuel indicator should stay at 100% for both auto left and manual right. I see, okay. During the entire ascent. Wait, the control should stay at 100 during the ascent. Above the fuel gauge, you will find the accelerometer. G-forces will build up when accelerating. This will usually climb up to 5 or 6 during the ascent, and as high as 12 and 16 during re-entry. The cabin is now fully pressurized with pure oxygen, at sea level pressure. The pressure will bleed off over time. Ensure this decreases and stabilizes. Okay. At 5.5. 5.5 psi during the ascent. The environmental control systems 5.5. This can be seen on the cabin pressure gauge. Okay, 5.5. I do need notes. The pitch program will automatically pitch the rocket along the ascent path. Ensure this happens by checking the pitch needle on the attitude indicator. It will move from 90 towards 0. 90 towards 0. Pitch. Depending on the mission profile. The capsule has 2 oxygen tanks, 1 primary and 1 secondary. The ECS controls them automatically. When the primary tank is empty, less than 10%, it will switch to the secondary tank. Got it. Primary, secondary. Ensure the oxygen levels are 100% during ascent. If they bleed off fast or seem strange, diagnose and abort. Wow. You have enough oxygen to breathe for about 24 hours. A healthy battery shows 24 volts. As we did during the internal power electrical check. Select what battery to monitor using the DC selector. Well, let's see. Monitor 1. Or what? Which one? The DC volts on the selected system will be visible. Volts gauge, yeah. Cycle through the volts. Above 24, yeah. Yes. Okay. Check that the altitude continues to increase when you are below 1,000 feet. 100,000 feet. Again, it is important to monitor this right after liftoff to ensure that you are climbing. Okay. What else would I be doing? Check the cabin air temperature. That's the temp. Okay. 80 degrees. Okay. Check the cabin air temperature measured in Fahrenheit. If it is too cold or too warm, adjust the temperature setting knobs below the hatch. Never exceed. Where do I adjust it at? How do I adjust this? Shoot, I'm pretty comfortable, man. I don't know until it takes off. I don't see any. Okay, that's cool. Sequencer indicators to the left. Wait, the sequencer indicators to the left of the main panel will glow based on what stage you are in. These things. Okay. White unlit means that it's not processing. Orange means it is processing or something is in need of attention. And green means the step is complete. Is that what they're talking about? That's crazy, dude. Okay. If you have done everything correctly, the rocket should be ready for ignition. Let's review one more time. At liftoff, verify that the clock is started and that you are increasing altitude, right? This is the clock and this is the altitude. Boom. Okay. Then monitor the abort light as you cycle through G-forces. G-forces, here's G-force. Cabin fuel levels right here. Cabin pressure. Total oxygen right here. And the volts right here. I have now resumed the countdown. If you need more time, feel free and hold and resume manually. Use time scale to lift off. Okay. So I can fast forward. Am I ready to do this, man? So I got this camera. This is the main camera. Okay. I mean, what does this look like? Oh, that's your boy. Oh, that's him. Fixing to take off. Oh, we had 3 minutes. I'm ready, y'all. I'm ready. I am not nervous. What am I doing? Okay. Okay, boom, shaka, and laka. Okay. It's gonna do it by itself, so let's speed up this bad boy. This for 2 minutes, man. Then I'll be off into the earth. Minute 22. One minute. Thirty seconds. 30 seconds to ignition. Godspeed, player one. $20 seconds. $10 seconds.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, lift off and the clock has started.
Check if the counter's time. Whoa. We're not lifting off. Oh, it is. Timer has started. The rocket should slowly align itself towards the horizon. Okay. Check the total number of oxygen. Okay.
Cabin pressure is holding at 5.5. Cabin holding at 5.5. I understand. Cabin holding at 5.5.
Check the altitude. Oh yeah, we're up there. Check the cabin temperature. And verify it's below 120 degrees. Okay. Monitor the sequencer lights. Turn green. These lights?
Cut off. Tower jettison green. All right, now.
Monitor this capsule turn green. It's green.
Cap step is green.
Oh shit, dude. Repeat this cycle during the ascent. Once the tower jet is separated, the ascent is complete. After the ascent, capsule will yaw 180 degrees and position you into a normal orbital attitude automatically. Great job. I recommend rehearsing ascents using the Redstone free flight mission, and bonus points to you if you manage to detect. Oh, I didn't. Wow. Dude, what do you think? Oh, man. Oh, this is cool, man. Capsule name, Enterprise. X. Okay. I don't know. I got one more. What time is it? One more? Checklist and Atlas Ascent. In this mission, you will use what you've learned in the 2 previous lessons to launch the Atlas into space and understand how the checklist works in your mission pad. Alright. Welcome to the Atlas rocket. This is a much larger launch vehicle than the Redstone launch vehicle. It has enough thrust and propellant to take you into orbit around the Earth. Wow. Today we will launch it while learning about the checklist system. Start by holding the countdown. We will need some extra time on preparation today. Use the radio command menu and toggle hold countdown. Okay. Requesting hold countdown. The cockpit is the same as the red zone, so the procedures are identical. We will use the checklist found in the mission pad. Follow the realistic procedures during preparations and ascent. Press M and read the briefing tab for a primer on the checklist system. Okay, M. Checklists. We need to complete 2 checklists, both located under the pre-flight selection. Let's complete the first one manually. Pre-flight, okay. Open the mat. Checklist pre-launch. Full internal power. Read through the checklist to get familiar with all the steps. Monitor capsules, bus voltage. The blockhouse switches to internal. Press blockhouse to remove external power. Oh. So how do I do this? Monitor capsule bus. That's this. Okay, so press done. The first steps is to observe the DC volts and amps of the main bus as we covered in previous. Zoom in on the DC volts. Then you see to toggle the circular switch to internal power. Press and locate it. Okay. While observing the DC. Let's see. Okay, so DC volts. Watch this. Switch to internal power. Okay. Oh. So that woke this thing up. Transferred it. Disconnected the launch vehicle from the umbilical power. You are now on internal power. Cycle through all the batteries and monitor that their voltage is above 24 and 29. So let's see, boom. Three should do. Boom. Okay, all looks good. The rest of the checklist is already complete as the switches has been set to their correct position during ingress. Verify this by manually searching for the switches and checking their position. Which switches, man? What you talking about? What, you gotta arm it? Oh, the checklist. That's what we're doing. Okay, I guess. I don't know. The next checklist we need to follow today is the final checks checklist. Locate this in the mission pad. Okay. Read through the entire checklist to get it familiar. Okay. And final checks checklist. Launch control switch. Ready. Suit temp. Suit temp. Suit temp. How do I do that? Okay, just read through them. As you might have noticed, these are the same steps we did in the previous lesson. Don't worry if you do not know yet each switch's function. You will learn this over the next few lessons. For now, it is important to relearn the mechanics and the basics. The checklist guided system is a game mechanism designed to help you with executing checklists. It will help you find the switches you need to verify or change. Let's try to run a checklist using the checklist guiding system. Ensure the final checklist is open. Then press either of the two almost identical run buttons. What now? Perform radio test on okay. One of the two run buttons, all the checklist stuff was queued up and the checklist guided system was appeared. The top notes line with the transparent green shows the Mercury current. Okay. Waiting to be executed. Okay. If the background of the current step is green, the checklist guidance system will be default automatically proceed to the next step. If the switch is in the current position, this audio proceed feature can be disabled. Okay, in the realism settings. The auto proceed feature presses the checkbox button on the right side for you when the game detects that the step has been completed. If you disable the auto proceed system, you will need to press this button manually after performing each step. Most of the steps in a checklist support the auto proceed feature. However, there are some that will need you to press the check mark manually. These are usually related to headers, checking values, performing radio tests, and so on. Basically, if the background of the current step is flashing, okay, press the check mark and proceed to the next item. Okay. Perform radio test. Perform radio test. I did that. Cover removed. DC selector. Battery 1. Arm squib. Auto retrojet arm. Final checks. Launch control ready. Radio test. Okay. Cover removed. Oh, I think it's just going over. Completed. No lesson will require you to queue up multiple checklists. If no steps are required in the checklist guidance system, it does not matter which of the two buttons you press. Resume the countdown and then try to complete the first steps in the checklist. The checklist will automatically move to the next item. If this item is already in the correct position, it will move on to the next immediately. Resume countdown. Follow each step in the checklist. Use radio. At this point, use the radio command toggle. Alright. Final checks at T5. Okay, so there's 3 panels. We got 3 minutes. There's 7 minutes, 6. Alright, 5 minutes. Real time here. Oh, can I do the temperature check? Temperature's fine. Okay. Everything is good. Almost 5 minutes. Alright, 5 minutes. Perform radio test. Okay. Time 0 uncovered. Battery 1. Asked you to use something called time scaling as covered in the previous lesson. Oh. Make time go fast. Okay, yeah. Now go back to the checklist menu and select the Ascent checklist. You should read through this before ignition. Okay. Ascent. Abort light. Battery voltage. 15 to 5.5 DC. Yep. On booster. Jet tower amber. Jet tower amber. Approximately 20 seconds after BCO. What is BCO? Retro jet fit switch on. Wait a minute. Oh, am I checking this? Amber. False. Shit, I don't know. It says on, so I guess it's on. We're at 1:52. Speed it up. Here we go. Jet Tower Amber, I guess that's what that is. That should be off. Is that right? "59 seconds, yeah. "30 seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Roger, the clock is operating. We're underway.
Loud and clear.
Roger, we're programming and roll okay. A little bumpy along about here.
Roger. Stand by for 20 seconds.
Roger.
2, 1, mark.
Okay. Do not run this Ascent checklist. "53 seconds. We're at 30,000 feet. Stage will be started 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the flight. So this is going to turn amber and then green 27 seconds after the booster stage. Booster separation. Awaiting tower separation. There goes the booster stage. Open the mission pad. Checklist.
Edison Tower is green.
Green, right? Do not run. Okay. Another little feature worth repeating is the current objectives toggle using C. Visible duration command menus by default. And separate button. This shows you what the mission is waiting. Okay. Control. Once the tower separates, we will do an additional step to prevent the retro engines from being jettisoned accidentally. Oh man. Okay, the tower is gone. You're about halfway to orbit. The sustainer engine is now powering you for the final journey. To prevent the retro engines from being jettisoned by a adjacent button, press or system failure will set auto retrojet switch off to off. It is off. Good. Now disconnect the power by opening the circuit using on the right side of the main panel. Where? Retrojet fuse switch. This one? Set it to off? Wait a minute, where is it? Oh, right here. Whew. Retrojet, set it to off. Oh. Oh no. Great, by doing this you will have some additional security around your retro engines. They are your only tool to get back to Earth. Okay.
Go. Plasma grenades fired. Okay.
What happens to this thing? Holy shit. Spinning. Set the EM retrofit fuse to off. This disables power to the manual. Holy shit. To off? Emergency retrojet fuse. Where is that? Emergency retro. Oh. To off. Is that off? As you work through checklists, you might find a need to move. First, find a spot that does not have the AI, such as button scroll view. Press and hold the left mountain. Okay, for the rest of the Ascent, monitor the instruments as you've learned. So this is power. Good. Oxygen. The timer. 5.5, I think. Fuel. Okay, everything is green. Okay. Excellent. You have now learned about the checklist tab, the checklist guidance system, and how to use it to run and complete check. You also made a full ascent in orbit. Okay. You should now observe out the window. Okay. Oops. F5. How do I see? Now that you are in orbit, the last thing we need to do is complete the mission pad checklist. Orbit checklist. Orbit checklist. Orbit, okay. Then press the run button. Okay. Roger. Follow the checklist guidance system and complete the checklist. Okay. Orbit. Landing bag off. Emergency retro sequence fuse false. Emergency drogue deploy fuse false. Oh, this is awesome, dude. You are now in orbit and have configured the capsule for orbit operation. Holy crap, that's sick. Oh man, awesome, dude. Wow. Well, that's enough for this episode, but I will be back and working on my career of the Enterprise X. Thanks for watching.